Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel, and today we will be looking at a very fun effect, and that is Portal by Eric Jones, a McDonald's Aces and twist on the McDonald's Aces that is very fun, that uses, pardon kind of the wordplay, the twisted principle from Eric Jones as well to achieve a McDonald's Aces with a twist. It's very fun to do, it's an interesting effect, and it plays really well for cabaret or serious kind of table performances that you would be doing, and I think it deserves kind of your attention if you are that type of performer. So let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Perfect, so you decided to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Portal. So what is Portal? Portal is a take on the McDonald's Aces. So I've sped up the performance here because I want to show you what this is. And up until this point, it's the classic McDonald's Ace routine. You have the 4 aces, you put an ace on the table, you put 2 cards on top of every ace, you put the last ace to the side, and you say, look, now this is where the magic starts. And this is the same up until this point, so I didn't bore you with the build-up, but you'll see where this differs right now. So essentially you would take the cards and we say, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the ace disappear for every single one. So in this case, you can see that the ace is in the middle. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these cards, we're going to set them down here on the table, and we're going to snap our fingers, and with just a shake, you can see that the ace completely vanished from in between these cards. It's completely gone. Look, we'll do it again, but that time you couldn't see, right? Because it was from the back of the cards. And this time we'll do the same thing again. We'll just spread the cards so you can see them here, and you can see the ace, right? And we'll even do it like this, so that all I have to do is if I just come like this, and I just take the ace from in between, you can see that there's nothing there. The ace just vanishes in a blink of an eye. But wait. This time you'll say, okay, you showed me the cards from the front, but I didn't see the ace when it vanished, right? Because the first time I did it with the backs on the table, the second time you saw it, but I covered it kind of with my hand. But are you able, Mr. Magic Man, to do it with me seeing the cards the whole way through? And the answer is yes. The ace in the middle, all you have to do is this. 1, 2, and 3. In thin air, the ace completely goes from over there. And where do you think the aces end up? Over there where the ace of spade was are now 3 additional cards, which are the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts, and the last one that you just saw, the ace of clubs. And that is the routine, right? So that is the Portal routine. So where do you buy Portal? How much does it cost? And what do you get? So you can buy this directly and only from illusionist.com. This will set you back 2 prices. There's a version that comes with the stands, which personally I did not buy because I did have already stands on my own that I bought from Amazon. I think they were $8.99 for 12, and Illusionist sells like the 4 for like, I don't know, 25 or 30 bucks. So I just said, you know what, I'll just buy the version with no stands, which is also cheaper, because the version that is cheaper will set you back 60 USD, no, 50 USD, because they're on sale, but usually they're 70, but they've been on sale since the day they came out. So I'll just give you the sale prices, 50 USD, or the version with the kind of the stands comes at 80 USD. So that is what you're going to have to pay for this effect. And what you get is, for both effects, you're going to get this. You are going to be getting this envelope with on the flap, the tutorial for the effect. It's with Eric Jones, and he teaches you everything that you need to know. He's going to teach you advanced handlings, easy handlings, and intermediate handlings. And then you're also going to get your gimmicked cards inside. And if you buy, of course, the one with the stands, you're going to get 4 extra stands, which are not gimmicked. They're just display stands to do it standing up at a table or elevate the magic, however you want to call it or want to perform it. The stands come with. So no matter what, this is the main thing that you're buying, is the gimmicks here. So before we get into it, I think that if you know Twisted 2.0 by Eric Jones, you're essentially getting Twisted gimmicks already pre-made here for you. You already know how much I love Twisted by Eric Jones. I think it's one of the best card utility devices that I own. And this is essentially one that you can apply to McDonald's Aces. So it's the Twisted gimmick made for McDonald's Aces. But if you already know how Twisted works, you can use these cards as extra Twisted effects and use them for other stuff as well, if you wish. But you're going to get those cards. They're really well made. They've not broken mine yet. They're, really sturdy. He teaches you how to repair them as well if ever you would need so. But that is what you get inside of the envelope. I just wanted to say that if you're familiar with the Twisted gimmicks, that's what you're getting here as well. Now let's get into difficulties. How difficult is this to perform? This is pretty easy to perform. The only thing that you need to watch out is grabbers and your setup. This does need a setup in order to be performed. So your deck has to be set up beforehand when doing this effect. So you do need to keep that in mind. So if you know the setup and how to do 1 or 2 slides with the cards, you will be good to go to perform this. In terms of practicality, what do you need in order to perform this? You will need your setup deck of cards with the gimmicks inside, and that's it. If you want to do it as he does it in his more parlor settings or stage settings with the stands, you will need your deck of cards and your stand. But if you want to do this just at a table, you can do this at a table with no stands. It does not require the stands. It is marketed as it's better with the stand because it's a, chest height McDonald's Aces. But if you just want to do it on the table, feel free. You do not need the stands and you just need the deck of cards. In terms of examinability, the aces are examinable, the rest of the deck is examinable, but the cards that go into this pile are not examinable. In terms of repeatability, the effect can be repeated, but why would you want to repeat a McDonald's Aces? It will be the exact same trick again. So why would you do it? You'd probably not need to do it, so that's not an issue. In terms of reset, the reset will take some time. The reset is something that you will probably have to do standing a few feet away so that you have ease of mind and that you can focus on the reset. It probably take you 10 to 15 seconds to reset. And lastly, do you need a table? The answer is yes, whether you do it with the stands or not. This is not an effect that you're going to be doing in the hands of the spectator. It does require a table. You can justify doing it with 4 spectators and 4 of them place their hands like this and you place the cards in their hand. That can work and justify the examinability of it. That's something that he says in the tutorial as well. But personally, why risk it? Just do it on a table if you have one, okay? Now, let's get into the positives and negatives. So first, let's get into the negatives of the effect. One of the negatives is that the effect requires a setup. And another negative that kind of ties in with that is that the gimmicks for this effect are a bit thick. So you cannot actually have your full deck of cards in the box. So that means that if you want to perform an effect afterwards, you do this, you will need to have cards missing from your deck. And that's not only the cards over here, but some additional cards, because if not, your deck is going to be very, very thick, which is not something that you want. So that is something that you do need to keep in mind, okay? So do keep that in mind if you ever want to perform things or not. He does tell you, you can have the setup, do something like an ambitious card, and then go into the trick. You can do that, but I wouldn't add more, than I would remove, and even he tells you, remove like 8 or 9 cards, plus the cards of your gimmicks, and then just use the deck. So your deck is going to be definitely thinner than you are used to when performing as well. And yeah, the cards are not examinable either. So those are the 2 negatives. In terms of positives, it is relatively easy to do. It is visual, and it is a visual take on the McDonald's Aces. I like to play it where the first one is not that visual, the second one is a bit more visual, and the last one is extremely visual. But if you want, you can do all of them super visual. You can literally take the first one, do just something like blow, and it disappears. The next one, you can do the torpedo thing that I did. And the last one, you can even take it like this, show it, and go something like, look, we're going to throw the ace in the air. You can play it as visual as you want with this, which is nice, or build it up. Personally, I like to build it up, but it's extremely visual. The cards are really, really, really well made, and they can be remade if ever something happens to them. The routine is straightforward. It's easy to follow. It's nice about his idea of doing it, standing up chest height, if that is something that you want. With the stands, it's beautiful that you can play it for a larger audience as well. So having said all of this, would I recommend Portal and what do I give it out of 10? If you like McDonald's Aces and you want a version with heavily gimmicked cards that will make the magic even more visual for you, then I heavily recommend this. If not, if you prefer the sleight of hand version where everything is inspectable or more subtle gimmicks, then I do not recommend you pick this up. Okay? So depending on where you are, this is worth or not for you. For me, do I perform this in my show? The answer is no. I don't. I don't usually get shows where I just do card magic. If I do, market myself as that, I would probably use this as something in the show, but I don't have that possibility. It's not something that I really do. So because of that, I don't use this personally, but I did use it for family events and stuff like that. But overall, it's still a really, really good effect, and I would use it. So because of that, I'm giving it an 8 on 10. I can't give it higher than that. It's still a fun effect, it's still a usable effect, and still something that I think a lot of you will be enjoying. And that's all I have to say about Portal. If you have any additional questions, leave them down below. If not, I'll see you all in my next review. Have a good one, and bye-bye.